ugly. Oh, come on. Bugger. Is there any way I can get to the mooring on the other side?
No. Not anymore, no.
Oh, for crying out loud, I've come all the way from York to paddle back.
I think you'll be alright with the far left there. They're getting it, so
They're getting it, don't they?
Yeah.
I bet they love it, don't they?
They do, aren't
Thank you. Hello, inflatable fans. I hope you're all well. I've jumped on a bus in York this morning and travelled through to Boroughbridge. Journey of around 18 miles by car, a little bit longer by bus, with a view to getting onto the River Ure at Milby Lock, which, if you saw the gates, it's closed off. So that's a link, a cut, Milby Cut, takes you onto the River Ure, and this is the River Ure on the other side. So I'm going to have to do a bit of a cowboy launch into here. It's going to be a bit of a fun one because that is quite deep, but I've got stuff to grab hold of here. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but these are the joys of a Pegasus trip, where you're winging it on the hoof and you're never quite sure how things are going to pan out. So excuse me, it's about 22 miles by river back to York. That's my plan today, is to get back to York by river. I'll be going down the Ure, and the Ure confluences into the Ouse at some point, the River Ouse into the city centre, and that's where I'm planning on getting out. As I say, about 22 miles. It's now just gone 8 o'clock and I need to get set up and get moving. Well, I'm in. I think something fell in the water, but I don't know what. I seem to have everything with me, my keys and everything. But yeah, launching from there into here, quite possibly one of the toughest ones I've done. But now I really do need to get moving. Ooh, before I do though, I'll just set the old distance meter going and speed meter. Right, we're off. We'll see how long it takes and how far it actually is. Bloody hell, it's a bit of a... Oh, right. I'm off. Oh, it's going to take me a little while to kind of settle after that. So I'm in the Deschutes again. I like this one, and the reason I picked this one for today's trip is because it's relatively light. I didn't weigh my load, but I figured it'd be alright. I haven't got the dry suit because it was just too cumbersome to bring, so I'm in waterproofs today. Might get a bit of rain. The reason I've done it this way around, coming to Boroughbridge and paddling back to York, is I'm paddling with the flow all the way. So at least I've got that on my side. There is a slight northerly wind, which is more with me than against me. As you can see, it is a nice morning so far. Let's hope it stays that way, eh? I'm pootling along nicely at the minute, around 4 miles an hour. If I can hold this, I'll be quite happy, or something close. However, the other thing I've got to think about today is food, because this is going to take me about 7 hours, by my reckoning anyway. So, food. I've got a bit of mud all over this from getting in. My feet are muddy. Nothing's perfect, is it? Now, what I've got in this dry bag here with quite a bit of mud on it, let me just show you, is I packed in, just drifting into the edge, I packed in some army ration pack stuff. And the reason I've done that is I can cook some of this while I'm on the water, or warm it up at least. So let's get breakfast on the go. and then it can be warming up while I'm pootling along. Get away from those trees so that I can... And the reason why I thought this might work well is I can drift while I'm prepping food and while I'm eating. I did pack a spork in there as well. Right. So what I need for this is a drop of water. Thankfully it's not in short supply. So we rip off the top. And inside here there's a heating element. You see that white bit at the back? That's actually a heating element. What you do is you drop your tucker in there so that the heating element covers the pouch. Good idea these. I like these. And then we're going to squirt. Basically what you do is you fill it up to that line there. There we go. Seal it up. There is a little sticky seal on here. So what you do is you just pull that back, stick that underneath it, and then just seal that up. They're not the best, these sticky seal things. And then I'm just going to drop that between my legs on my dry bag. There, while it heats up. And of course the great thing about that is, that can be heating up while I'm paddling. Ooh, look at that! I've moved breakfast onto there. I think it's the safest place for me to warm it up. You can see it's steaming. Gotta admit, I'll be ready for something to eat. It's currently 10 to 9. What I am enjoying about this, or what I'm going to enjoy, and already enjoying, is the fact that I've never been on a large stretch of what I'm doing today. Yes, the Ouse, I've done that before from Linton Lock, but I've never done the whole run up to it. So I'm looking forward to this. Feels nice and warm. Get rid of that water. Oops, I lost the bloody pack. Not trying to contaminate the river here. So I'm still drifting while I'm dining, which was the overall plan. Drifting in the right direction. Hot meals prepped on boat, you can't beat it. Sausages and beans. Lovely. That was good. Right, I need to save this for later, for the next meal. And we're off. Done about 1.5 miles so far, which isn't bad. I'm quite happy with that. Just gone 9 o'clock. Should make some good progress now I've stoked the furnace. I wonder what that's been. I don't know whether the camera will pick this up, but there's a whole row across the river of glistening stuff there. I don't know what the hell that is. Well, thankfully it's all kind of disappeared now. It must have just been the way the sun was catching the ripples on the water. It looked really weird. As far as I'm aware, there's only one weir. I mean, I've done a bit of a Google map search on this, satellite view, and there's only one weir, and that's at Linton Lock. I think I found out what it is. There's a river flowing in here. Not sure what that is. If I find out, I'll put that on the screen now. But that was what was likely causing the effect on the water. Look at that up ahead. Looks lovely, doesn't it? Okay, I think you can see that. So just over an hour in, which is in the middle there. At the top you can see I've done about 2.75, 2 3/4 miles. Quite happy with that. I was considering I've had breakfast, not bad, eh? So I'm aiming to average around 3 miles an hour, and I estimate that I'll hit York at about 3:15. But I'm going to aim for about 4:15 and take it quite leisurely, because I'm not here to bust a gut, I'm not here to prove anything. I'm just here for a bit of an adventure, really. I just wondered if I could actually do this 22, I think, mile paddle. Anyway, I'm about to crash, so I better do something. Like I say, I'm not in a great rush. No, this really is lovely. So while I'm not paddling, I'm doing about 1.2 miles an hour. And the Ouse has a flow of about 1.2 as well, about 1 mile an hour thereabouts. Oh my god, I recognise that pontoon. That's where I've pulled up before when I've paddled up from Oldwark and stopped and cooked on there. Brilliant. I know where I'm at now. And that being the case, it means I'm making really good progress. Hello. Hey look, there's a load of sand martins there. They nest in the banks on here. You might be able to just make out the holes in the mud there where they nest. There's a few chops on legs by the look of it. Yeah, look. Hello. Hey, they're quite chatty. There is the strong smell of agriculture around here. Yeah. Cows. Yeah. A few more sand martin holes in that bank there. Just there we go. Look, see him flipping around. Just in there. Hey. You see that one come out? Just up ahead there, there's a footbridge that connects the golf course at Oldwark one side to the other. Connects one side to the other? Of course it connects one side to the other. Blithering idiot. But what I really meant was, it actually connects the two halves of the course. Go on, tell me you're not loving this paddle today, especially with all the bird sounds in the background. Gorgeous, isn't it? Right, I'm now 2 hours in, I hope you can see that, and I've done 6 miles. So that's really good progress. In the last hour I've done 3.25 miles, and I've been fanning around with a camera and stopping and pausing and enjoying myself. So yeah, I'm doing alright, I'm quite happy. Just down there is a pontoon at Oldwark. I'm going to get out there and just stretch my legs, I think. And just coming into view, there's the bridge, the toll bridge at Oldwark. And this is where the river changes. I'll explain when we get there. Have you seen these before? What they are is they're like little spring-loaded clips that you can push between things to anchor your boat to. So like, they've got like a little spring and a little anchor, and you click it in and twist it, and it creates like a little mooring point. Quite neat, right? It's not going to be the strongest things in the world, but do for what I want here. These steps are new, these weren't here last time I came. Good idea though, nice little mooring point. Right, I've been out, stretched my legs, and I feel a bit better now, and I'm about to head off again. Just taking a quick screenshot, which I'll put on the screen now, and that's the blue dot is where I am, and you can see Milby Lock in the top left hand corner and York on the bottom right hand side there. And yeah, this might not be quite as far as I thought it would by river. I mean, I did do one of those Google Earth map things and it said about 22 miles, might be a bit less than that. Yeah, quite like them, quite handy. Good little deck bag that, I got it on eBay, just attaches to the bungee cords, quite like it. Supposed to be waterproof, untested at the moment. So here's the interesting thing, as I drift under this bridge, this changes from the River Yure to the River Ouse. So goodbye Yure, hello Ouse. That doesn't sound quite right, does it? This is a scout hut, I believe, and I think they do some kayaking and stuff from here too. And just up ahead there I can see alpacas. Hello. No idea what sound these make. Anyway, next stop, Linton Lock. So I haven't been far down this stretch before either, so this is all going to be new to me. Nice. Now that is a very unusual looking setup. Just had a chat with the owner of that liveaboard. Nice bloke. There are some magnificent trees along here. I've been really enjoying it. That little sign up there has got arrows saying Yure and Ouse. I have to say, I am absolutely loving this Deschutes boat. I didn't expect to like it as much as I do. Considering it's got no drop stitch floor, it moves so well. It's just such a surprise. It's wonderful. And it's relatively light. It's 8 kilos, this one. Obviously the larger models weigh a little bit more, but because it doesn't have the drop stitch stuff in it, relatively light, 8 kilos. I can see some buildings up ahead, not quite sure where I am at the moment on the map. Can't be too far from Linton. What an absolutely lovely area. Some horrible places to live along here, look at that, horrible place to live. Another horrible one there, look, and another one. Yeah, check that out. Alright, so I am 3 hours in and I've done 8.21 miles. Done a bit less because I had that pit stop and a chat with the boat owner. The gobby grey lag knocking about. That doesn't look very pretty, does it? Supposed to get the odd shower. Just got a little bit of a light rain falling, very light. It's all right. Been having a lovely chat. Yeah, I know, I'm a daft sod. Anyway, in other news, I can see boats ahead, which means I'm likely approaching Linton Lock Marina. I'm going to have to portage the boat. Right, so the weir's just down to the right of there, and we're going up there. That's a cool wind turbine, isn't it? So I portaged around the lock. It was a bit of a tough chew because I didn't have any wheels with me. Currently done 9.79 miles in 3.41 hours, 3 hours 41 minutes. Looking at the map up there, it looks like as the crow flies I'm about halfway there at 9 miles, nearly 10 miles. But that doesn't take into account the way rivers wend and wind. Anyway, the weir's over there. We're going to have a look at that in a minute, but we'll be heading down in that direction. I think you can see over in the corner there's a hydro, and then you've got the weir. You see that pontoon area over there? I've launched from there before. The machine and I launched from there when we went from here down to Naburn Lock, which was about 15 miles. My estimation that there's about another 9 miles to go. I think it's 2 miles from here to Nunmonkton, and then from Nunmonkton it's 7 miles to Water End Bridge, and then it'll be about another mile to where I'm getting out. So 7, 8, 9, about another 10 miles I reckon. I've never really known what these buoys are for here. I always tended to go around them. There's lots of sand martins again, bobbing in and out of the holes on that bank. It's lovely and still here, the wind's just dipped out. So I'm just taking the opportunity for a little breather. Got the pontoon here for the Dorney Arms. I've taken a rest on there before. 4 hours in and just over 10.5 miles. What is interesting about that is a week ago today, because I'm recording this a week after I was on Loch Ness in those crappy conditions where if you've watched the video you'll have heard me rant at the camera. So a week ago today it took us 6.5 hours to do 9 miles, and today yeah, 10 miles in 4 hours. And that's including a portage. Not bad going. Often wondered what that building is behind the trees. It's really nice and still here. Yeah, that one there. Just had a look on Google Maps and it says it's Nunmonkton Ferryboat House. I'm going to make myself one of these fortified energy powder drinks. I'm also going to have some of these apricot oat biscuits. Oh, that's good. Go on, tell me this isn't lovely. I dare you. It is nice to be able to take a little snack break and still be moving in the direction you want to move in. Anyway, better make tracks. Just up ahead actually, that is Nunmonkton. So we're doing well. Everywhere you look you can tell the river's been up high this year. We've had a lot of rainfall this winter and the Ouse has been in flood a lot. Don't know if you ever saw the video where I was in one of my very early boats, the Blueborn Coastier. It was a learning experience, that trip. Anyway, I pulled up on there and I found a an abandoned swan's egg in the water. And just up on that bank on the right hand side ahead, camped on there with roadkill. When we came up and paddled up here one time, we were going to camp on there, but then a lot of cows came down and started drinking from the water, so we were kind of glad we didn't. So I now know there is 7 miles to do between here and Waterend Bridge, thereabouts. And then only about another half a mile to a mile after that is where I'm getting out. Good going. And done 12 miles, 11.97 to be exact at this moment in time, 4 hours 33 minutes. Pretty good going. Currently paddling into a bit of a headwind. But this is what I love about this Deschutes boat. You can see the speed at which I'm paddling. I'm not going hell for leather. And I'm pootling along nicely between 3.5 and 3.7 miles an hour. Nice. Got some gobby grey lags again. Oh, they've got little ones, that's why. You see them running up the bank. Few big horse chestnut trees up there. Spectacular willow up ahead there. Oh, look at a few little lammy doodles. I think that was a mooring at some point. Must be nice to have a place by the river where you can moor a boat. Lovely. Got a red kite flying around up there. Looking for something. Bloody horrible, isn't it? Bloody horrible. Right, just over 5 hours, 13.5 miles thereabouts. Got a few nice reflections up ahead of the trees coming into leaf. Just been having a little rest floating for a while. And then I noticed all of that lot over there. Might have to get a move on. Big one gone in, hasn't it? Anyway, we've got a bit of river traffic coming up. Oh, they're alright. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Right up ahead in the distance I can see we're on the outskirts of the Poppletons. Just had to partake in the use of that little fisherman's jetty for a Penelope pit stop. You know what I mean. So we're up at Poppleton now, just on the outskirts of York. As you can see from the little map, not far to go. About 3 miles I think. Currently done just over 15.5. So I think it's going to be about 19. Some lovely places here. I've always admired them when I've been paddling past. I mean, look at that one. Fancy being sat having your dinner and seeing me paddling past. Probably enough to make them sell the property. Nice to have moorings though, isn't it? Up ahead, roughly centre screen, you can just see the edge of the rail bridge. Let's get there. Oh look, a rail bridge. Technically 2 rail bridges. sky looks a bit crap. It's starting to rain a bit. Oh, I hope I don't get soaked. Thankfully, I did put my waterproof socks on today. Yep, bit of rain. Yet another crap place to live. There, York Outer Ring Road. So technically, once I pass underneath that, I've made it from Boroughbridge to York. Technically. So this passes round the north of York. So looking at my watch, I've done 16.9 miles in 6 hours 12 minutes. Pretty good. Like I said earlier, considering in 6.5 hours last week we'd only done 9 miles. Yeah, bonkers. It's raining quite heavy now, which is a bit of a sod. I've brought some towels with me in that bag there to dry the boat off. Didn't think I was going to have to clear it all of mud, but there's a lot of mud in here. And if it gets soaked, that's going to make it harder. I hope it dries up. But it doesn't look like it's gonna. Crap! Crap! And I've got a bit more of a headwind now. Crap! I'm just going to take a bit of shelter in here, I think. And see what happens. It does look like it's going to pass. So I might just wait here for 5-10 minutes. Might as well have a drink, eh? I think I'm just going to have to go for it. Crap. I think we're going to be alright. It's starting to ease off. Bit of blue sky. The sun's trying to break through. Just could have done without this. Anyway, while I think on, you know what to do if you like what I'm doing on this channel in terms of liking, sharing, subscribing, all that jazz. All that jazz that you're fed up of hearing. You know what, I was just thinking about it. In some respects, I kind of can't believe I've done this. I would never dream of walking from Boroughbridge to York. And yet today I paddled it. Weird, isn't it? That's the second helicopter I've seen today looking for me. Sent out a search party, see what I've got to. Gotta admit, it does feel good to be back. I wasn't sure whether I'd be able to do this with it being such a long paddle. It's definitely the longest I've ever done. Bit of chop slap from that cruise ship. There was a boat collision on the Ouse the other day, and I think that buoy is a marker for where the little boat sank. Guessing anyway. Right, under this last bridge, and we're done. Right, you see where that wall lowers at the other side? That's where I'm getting out. Landed. Right, let's have a look, see what we did. Stop. Right, 20.25 miles, 7 hours 23 minutes. Pretty damn good, really. Quite impressed with that. I didn't think I'd do it. No, that's not strictly true. Didn't think I'd do it, but I thought it'd be a lot harder than it actually was. Yeah, wasn't too bad at all. think it was helped, you know, going with the current and having a bit of backwind from time to time. That was really useful. I'm going to talk about this boat in a minute as I get it out of the water. So this Deschutes, it's covered in crap. It's been a very mucky paddle, but by hell, I am really surprised by this little thing. Did not expect it to perform so well. I actually think it performs better than the Cirrus. I'll have to do some tests on that, but I think it does, you know. Yeah. Anyway, that's all for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stick around if you want to see where I'm heading after this. I forgot to say, I set off at 20 to 9, about 8:30, 20 to 9 this morning. 4 o'clock I've arrived. Pretty good, really. I am just so impressed. Right, treat time. Let's go. Hell yeah.
You've been tracking?
Quite literally.
I didn't expect to see you this early. He's still filming.